Hey everyone, welcome to Mind Matters. Today we're talking about something that connects or maybe divides all of us generations. You know, those labels we give to groups of people born around the same time, like baby boomers or millennials. We throw these terms around a lot, but what do they really mean? Do they actually tell us anything about who we are or how we see the world? That's what we're here to find out. We're going on a journey through time, from the greatest generation all the way to Generation Alpha. We'll explore what makes each generation tick, what defined their childhoods, and maybe even debunk a few stereotypes along the way. So buckle up and let's get started. We begin our journey with the greatest generation, born between 1901 and 1927. This generation earned their moniker. Imagine being born into a world on the cusp of massive change. The echoes of the First World War still hung in the air, and the Roaring Twenties, with all its jazz and flapper dresses, were in full swing. You'd grow up with the stories of the Great Depression, a time when hardship wasn't just a story, it was lived experience. And just when things seemed like they couldn't get any tougher, another world war erupted, demanding sacrifice and resilience on a scale few can fathom. This generation witnessed some of the most tumultuous events in human history. They fought in the trenches, kept the home fires burning, and rebuilt the world from the ashes. They knew the value of hard work, discipline, and community. Their childhoods were defined by simplicity. Think Oldsmobiles, curved dashboards, the rhythmic whir of a yo-yo, and the magic of piano rolls filling homes with music. Entertainment meant gathering around the radio, listening to their heroes like Charlie Chaplin and F. Scott Fitzgerald weave tales of laughter, love and adventure. Speaking of heroes, this generation had its fair share of both real and fictional ones. They cheered for the underdog alongside Charlie Chaplin and found solace in the glamorous escape offered by Gloria Swanson. And who could forget the cartoon characters that sparked their imaginations? Felix the cat, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and Mickey Mouse. Next, we meet the silent generation. Born between 1928 and 1945, this generation had a lot to say. They just did it through their actions, not always their words. Growing up in the shadow of the greatest generation isn't easy. Imagine inheriting a world still healing from a global conflict, a world rebuilding itself brick by brick. This generation saw the rise of the Cold War, the dawn of the atomic age, and the fight for civil rights unfold before their eyes. They learned the value of hard work, responsibility, and above all, patience. They understood that real change takes time, dedication, and often a quiet determination. They weren't flashy. They were the steady hand guiding the ship, ensuring the mistakes of the past wouldn't be repeated. This was the generation of the Ford Model T, a symbol of American ingenuity and a testament to their belief in progress. They found joy in the simple things, like the mesmerizing descent of a slinky down a staircase or gathering around the radio, listening to their idols like Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe. These icons, in their own ways, challenged societal norms and paved the way for the cultural shifts that would follow. The silent generation may not have always sought the spotlight, but their impact on the world is undeniable. Hold on to your hats, folks, because here come the baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964. This is the generation that broke the mold, challenged conventions, and let's face it, knew how to make a statement. The world they inherited was one brimming with post-war optimism. The economy was booming, suburbs were sprawling, and for the first time in a long time, the future seemed bright. It was a time of unprecedented prosperity and opportunity, and the baby boomers were perfectly positioned to ride the wave. But it wasn't all sunshine and roses. This was also the generation that came of age during the Cold War, the Vietnam War, and the Civil Rights Movement. They witnessed firsthand the complexities of social and political upheaval, and they weren't afraid to question authority or fight for what they believed in. They were the generation of the Ford Mustang, a symbol of freedom, rebellion, and the open road. They embraced new ideas, new technologies, and new ways of thinking. They were the ones who dared to dream big And they weren't afraid to chase those dreams with a passion that often bordered on reckless abandon. Generation X, the pragmatic dreamers caught between eras. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, the middle child of generations, often overlooked but never outdone. They grew up in the shadow of the boomers' revolution, inheriting a world grappling with the aftershocks of social change and economic uncertainty. This is the generation that saw the rise of MTV, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the dawn of the internet. They witnessed firsthand the rapid pace of technological advancement, the increasing complexity of global politics, and the growing disparity between the haves and the have-nots. But amidst this uncertainty, they developed a remarkable sense of resilience and adaptability. They learned to navigate a world in constant flux, embracing change as an opportunity rather than a threat. They were the pioneers of the digital age, the first to grow up with personal computers, video games, and the burgeoning world of online communities. Millennials, digital natives navigating a world in constant flux. Welcome to the world of millennials, born between 1981 and 1996, a generation that's been analysed, scrutinised, and often misunderstood. They're the digital natives, the ones who grew up with the internet at their fingertips. We were raised on the promise of a bright future, told we could be anything we wanted to be. We were encouraged to dream big, to pursue our passions, and to believe in the power of technology to change the world. But we also came of age during a time of economic recession, political polarization, and a growing awareness of the challenges facing our planet. We're the generation of the Toyota Prius, a symbol of our concern for the environment and our desire for sustainable solutions. We grew up with Beyblades, those spinning tops that taught us about competition, strategy, and the thrill of victory. And of course, we can't forget the iPod, a device that revolutionized how we consume music and solidified our status as a generation obsessed with personalization and instant gratification. Our childhood heroes reflected this duality. We idolized Beyoncé, a powerhouse performer who embodies talent, ambition, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. We sang along to Justin Bieber's catchy tunes, witnessing his evolution from teenage heartthrob to a mature artist grappling with fame and identity. And we connected with Taylor Swift's heartfelt lyrics, finding solace in her ability to capture the complexities of love, loss, and growing up. We may be accused of being entitled or narcissistic, but the truth is we're a generation defined by our idealism, our desire to make a difference, and our belief in the power of connection. Generation Z, the true digital natives rewriting the rules of engagement. Hold on to your smartphones, folks, because here comes Generation Z, born between 1997 and 2012, the first true digital natives. This is the generation that doesn't remember a world without the internet, social media, or smartphones. Gen Z is growing up in a world grappling with climate change, political polarization, social justice movements, and rapid technological advancements. They're the most diverse, most connected, and most technologically savvy generation in history. Fluent in internet culture, they navigate online spaces and express themselves through digital mediums. Gen Z is still young, and it's too early to say what their lasting impact on the world will be. Generation Alpha, the future is now, and it's looking more digital than ever. Fasten your seatbelts, everyone, because we're entering uncharted territory with Generation Alpha, born after 2010. This is the generation that will never know a world without touchscreens, social media influencers, or the looming presence of artificial intelligence. They're growing up in a world where the line between the physical and digital is increasingly blurred, where information is instant and always available, and where technology is evolving at a pace that's hard to comprehend. Predicting the future is a fool's errand, and Generation Alpha is still very much a work in progress. But we can already see glimpses of their unique perspective and the potential they hold. This is the generation of the Tesla Cybertruck, a vehicle that looks like it drove straight out of a science fiction movie, embodying their fascination with technology, sustainability, and pushing the boundaries of design. They're growing up with fidget spinners, those mesmerizing toys that capture their need for sensory stimulation and instant gratification. And they're rarely seen without a pair of AirPods, seamlessly integrating technology into their lives and demonstrating their preference for personalized experiences. Their childhood heroes are a mix of the familiar and the new. They're drawn to the high-energy antics of Ryan Kaji, a child YouTuber who reviews toys and embarks on imaginative adventures. They're captivated by the creativity and musical talents of Anastasia Radzinskaya, a young girl who shares her life and experiences with millions of followers. What we learned from generations. Well, there you have it, a whirlwind tour through the generations, from the greatest to the still emerging alpha. We've explored their defining moments, their cultural touchstones, and the heroes who shaped their worldviews. It's easy to focus on the differences between generations, to highlight the gaps in understanding or the perceived conflicts in values. But what's truly fascinating is recognizing the threads that connect us all, the shared experiences, the common hopes, and the universal desire to leave the world a little better than we found it. So, the next time you hear someone talking about OK Boomer or Millennial snowflakes, remember that behind those labels are real people with complex stories, diverse perspectives, and a shared humanity. Let's try to understand each other a little better, bridge the generational divides, and work together to create a future where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Thanks for watching Mind Matters. If you find it informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.